911. What's your emergency? Hello. I just broke into a house and killed someone. Excuse me, sir. Could you repeat that? What's your name? Oh, I'm Jack. I just killed someone. Can you believe that? What's your full name? Where are you right now? Please, tell me your location. I won't tell you, not yet. Not until I'm finished. Finished? What do you mean? Well, the man I just killed. He had a wife and a kid. I've tied them up. There's a woman and a child in danger. Trace the call. Sir, are you still there? Yes, I'm still here. The mother kept begging me not to hurt her child. But I just don't get it. Why doesn't she understand? She has no right to ask me anything. Silence. Screams in the distance. Sir. Calm down, please. What just happened? Oh, nothing much. I just stabbed her, in the leg. You stabbed her? Yeah, I did. She's bleeding a lot. Just like her husband? Sir, do you realize what you've done is wrong? Don't lecture me. Sir. It's fine, I'm still here. The baby, they'll be fine. Help's on the way. Help, they better hurry. But I'll finish first. Sir, are you still there? What happened? Sir, don't hurt them. I'm still here. I never thought killing would be so much fun. Please, stop. I beg you. Oh, my dear 911 operator, you're still here. Where are you? I'm not telling you. Did you trace the call yet? Not yet. We need more time. Hurry, that woman and child are in danger. Sir, are you still there? I'm here. Why did you kill him? Why did I kill him? He tried to kill me. So, I killed him first. He tried to kill you. Yeah, he wanted to kill me, hurt me. Sir, calm down. How do you know he wanted to hurt you? He wanted to kill me. They all want me dead. They all want me dead. Everyone, they want me gone. They want me dead. Sir. Calm down. No one's trying to hurt you. The caller appears delusional, possibly hallucinating. What are you staring at? Do you think I'm weak? Do you think I'm a coward? Oh, I'll show you. Sir, stop it. Sir, are you still there? Yes, I'm here. Calm down, sir. Tell me what happened. Well, I just made that woman scream in pain. Then she fainted. Hello. Wake up. Stop hurting them. Then I'd lose all the fun. No way, he looks down on me. I'll show everyone. Everyone who looks down on me will see what I can do. Sir, are you still there? Sir. Sir. What happened? I woke the woman up. You woke her up. Yeah, I splashed water on her. Please, I'm begging you, spare her. Kill me instead. Please don't hurt my child. Alright, since you're asking so nicely, I'll let the child live, for now. Sir, the rescue team has arrived. They are ready to go in. How many are there? Just 2. The suspect is armed. Tell the team to be careful. Hello, sir, are you still there? We lost contact with the rescue team. is not good. You sent the rescue team over. We should be having more fun now. Sir, what did you do to the police? When the police arrived, they were met with a horrifying scene. 4 bodies were removed from the crime scene. Only the child survived. Police described the acts as extremely brutal. Blood was everywhere. Jack explained he was decorating the house. All the victims' heads were smashed in. It was hard to identify them. When the police searched the house, they found the victims' ID cards. The victims were only identified by their ID cards. The act was extremely brutal. Jack escaped before the police arrived at the scene. About a month later, the police received a call. A man was reported to be attacked at a bar. The victim was severely injured. Police arrived and arrested the attacker. The attacker was identified as Jack. He was charged with assault. Upon further questioning, the police uncovered his criminal record. They launched a full-scale investigation. During the search, they found hair stored in plastic bags. Police conducted DNA tests on the hair samples. The results confirmed they belonged to the victims of the mass murder. 3 months later, Jack finally confessed to his crimes. Later on, Jack was sentenced to death.
(911). What's your emergency? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Sir,
What kind of trouble are you in?
I don't know. I'm tied up. I managed to free one hand, but the rest of my body is still bound.
Where are you? What's your name?
My name is Carson. I'm 25 years old. I don't know where I am. It's so dark. I can't hear anything.
What sound?
They're whispering.
How did you end up there?
I don't know. The last thing I remember is getting drunk at a bar. When I woke up, I was here.
Okay, we'll trace your phone.
Please hurry. I think I can hear bees growling nearby. And people crying. I'm so scared.
Turn on your phone's flashlight. Look around you.
All right, hold on. Oh my God, I'm terrified.
What do you see?
There are some strange, disfigured animals. They're locked in cages. And people. Their skin. It's oozing this thick, pus-like fluid.
Ask them why they're there.
Hey. What are you doing here? They're not answering. They seem unconscious.
Okay, where are you now? Describe the room you're in.
The room's not big. It looks like some kind of pit. Water is dripping down from the walls. It stinks.
We've got your location. We'll get you out soon.
Good. I'm suffocating. The chains are too tight. Oh no.
What happened?
Someone's coming.
Take the pigs to the lab. The rest we'll handle later.
Hello.
Sir, I'm still here. Do you hear me? I heard them. Who are they? Did you see them?
Why is there holding flashlights? There are 3 of them. 2 are wearing lab coats. And the other one is dressed like radiation protection gear. Full hazmat suits.
Okay, I'm noting this down.
They took 2 pigs from the cages and just left.
You need to tell me more about your location. Our team's there, but we can't find the exact spot you're in.
I don't know. I'm underground somewhere. I don't know where I am. I only know I'm beneath. Please, hurry. I can hear them torturing. I hear their screams. They're going to do the same thing to me, like they did to the others in here. Please. I don't want to end up like them. Don't let them take me.
We're getting close to your location. Just hold on.
No, they're coming back. They're coming for me. I can't run. Don't leave me. Wait, there's something else. Behind them. It's not human. It's huge, slimy. Oh God, it's staring at me.
Sir, we're sending more help. Stay with us.
They're coming back. It's over.
What's happening?
So you want to escape, huh? Not listening, are you? Take him away.
No, don't touch me. What are you going to do?
June 10th, 2018. 25-year-old Carson called 911. He told the operator he had been kidnapped. He was trapped in a pit, chained up. He didn't know how he ended up there. He described the eerie surroundings. He said there were strange animals and people. They looked deformed. Their wounds looked like their skin had been cut open. Since Carson didn't know his location, police had to trace his phone. But they still couldn't find him. They stood on a vacant lot near an amusement park, but found no trace of Carson. During the 911 call, Carson mentioned the kidnappers came in and took some pigs. Then they tortured them. Later, Carson told the operator he heard music in the distance. It was coming from a nearby circus. He told the police the sound was coming from above him. The police started searching for any clue leading to the cave Carson was in. Just as he mentioned the sound, the kidnappers came in and took him away. He screamed and was dragged out. His phone was lost. Eventually, the police found a hidden ventilation shaft underground. It led to the pit. They heard Carson's screams. The police rushed in and found him lying on a stretcher in the pit. He was tied up. 2 men with knives were standing beside him. The kidnappers had set up a camera to record the entire process. They were arrested immediately. Their hideout was investigated, and several animals and missing people were found. After interrogation, it was revealed they had been kidnapping and torturing animals. They filmed the entire process and sold the videos for profit. Carson was rescued in time. The others were sent to rehabilitation centers. The criminals eventually confessed. They admitted to having done this for over 2 years. In the end, they were sent to prison.
So 911, what is your emergency? Hello, I'm on the plane. Hello ma'am, what did you say? You mean you're on a plane? Yes, I'm on a plane. I don't know what's wrong. Okay, calm lady. What's up? I'm on a plane. Airplane, yes. I was going to go from Texas. Where to go, everything went well at first. Here we go. The plane is fully loaded. The pilot is talking. Tell us some precautions. You should also know. Have you ever been on a plane before? I have sat. And then what happened? It was night. It's going to take hours. So I want to get some sleep. Then. It's okay, ma'am. What happened when you were about to go to bed? and then I fell asleep. But when I woke up on the plane, don't be afraid. What happened when you woke up? There was no one on the plane. No one is. No one. My son is missing. I don't know where he is. Yes, ma'am, your son will be fine. You said there was no one on the plane. Are you still in the air? Yes. The plane never landed. I just I woke up and there was nobody there. Okay, so who's flying the plane? Here it is. There's another thing I want to tell you. Airplane he's not flying. May is flying, he is completely banned from the air. The plane is not flying, but still in the air. I'm so scared. I don't know what happened. I'm really scared. Don't be afraid, you'll be fine. Now I need you to listen to me. Then take care of what I say. Okay, I should be able to. Okay, you stand up now. Can you do it? Okay, I'm standing in the aisle now. Good. Now go to the front of the cabin. Find the captain in the cockpit. Can you do that? Yes. Okay, I'm right there. I am now. What was your name in the past? My name is Taylor. Okay, Taylor. My name is Enid. Or at the cockpit door. The captain should be here. But the door is locked. Okay, you can knock on the door and see if there is anyone. Hello, Captain. Are you in there? Enid, I'm fine. Did you hear that voice? There is a voice behind the door. Enid, how are you? Enid, oh my god, I ran away. I'm hiding behind a bunch of chairs. I'm so scared. I feel like I'm going to die here. What should I do? You'll be fine in a nitty. He's right here.
Before leaving work, I received a message from my husband. He said he had been suddenly assigned a business trip. He wouldn't be coming home tonight. He told me to stay safe. A feeling of unease gnawed at me. I thought, maybe it's just been too long since I've been alone. That day, the rain was pouring down. On my way home, I felt as if someone was following me. On the vast street, I was the only one, and a few cars sped by occasionally. I quickened my pace toward home. Back at home, my anxious heart didn't ease at all. I thought maybe I needed a hot shower to calm myself. Soaking in the comforting hot water, I finally felt the tension of the entire day melt away. My body relaxed. Suddenly, a flash of light streaked by. Then darkness enveloped me. The rumbling thunder roared. I realized the power was out. Shortly after, I heard a knocking sound from the living room. My heart sank again. Could it be my husband returning? But he has his own key. He never needed me to open the door for him. I crept into the dark living room, slowly approached the front door, peered through the peephole, but there was no one there. I was scared. I planned to return to my room. Just then, the knocking started again, along with a man's voice. Hello, I'm here to deliver food. The meal you ordered has arrived. Please open the door. I tried to stay calm. Then I shouted to the door. I'm sorry. You've made a mistake. We didn't order any food. The outside suddenly fell silent. After about 5 minutes, I looked through the peephole again. I know you're watching. And you're alone at home. He looked through the peephole and spoke in a deep voice. I was terrified. I ran back to the bedroom in fear. Back in the bedroom, I checked my surroundings, decided to hide under the bed. Once under the bed, I gasped. I tried to call the police, but my phone was dead. Even hiding under the bed, the fear inside me didn't lessen. At that moment, a question popped into my mind. When I first came home, did I remove the key? Hiding under the bed, I listened to the noises outside. That question kept haunting me. Then something horrifying happened. I heard someone knocking on my bedroom door. I trembled with fear, sweating profusely. I don't know how long it was. The power came back on. Everything was eerily quiet. I hoped that the man had left. But it didn't lessen the fear inside me. The man kicked open my bedroom door. He stood at the doorway, seemingly knowing where I was hiding. He slowly walked toward me. When he was very close, he stopped. I held my breath, terrified he might hear me. Half a minute passed. I saw him walk out of the room. Only then did I exhale quietly. I knew you'd be hiding here. The man found me. I was startled. He got closer and closer. I felt like I was doomed. At that moment, someone kicked him. He fell unconscious. That's how I narrowly escaped. I couldn't believe it. It was my neighbor who saved me. Without his intervention, I would have been in grave danger. He truly was my savior. He said he saw my door wasn't properly closed. The lock was pried open. He felt I was in danger. That's why he entered my house. Later, the police gathered evidence at the scene. They discovered that several hidden cameras had been installed in my home. This was likely a premeditated crime. When I learned this, I was stunned. The sense of relief I had turned into alarm.
It happened 2 weeks ago. I've been terrified of basements ever since I was a kid. Though the fear faded as I grew older. I still can't help but stay alert when I'm down there alone. I always check to see if someone's watching me from the shadows. And on this cold Friday night, I was home alone. Bored and restless. There's a large TV in the basement, so I decided to play some games down there. With my headphones on, I got lost in the game. I never turned the volume up to high, though. Not long after, I thought I heard a noise behind me. A faint thud. But I couldn't make it out with my headphones on. I took them off and turned to look. My basement is big and messy, so I scanned every corner. Nothing seemed out of place. Satisfied, I put my headphones back on and continued playing. But every time I heard a noise, an uneasy feeling crept back into my mind. I kept telling myself it was just kids playing outside. But eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. The noises wouldn't stop. But nothing seemed wrong. The more I thought about it, the stranger it became. I took my headphones off, trying to listen carefully. Suddenly, I heard it again. A metallic clinking sound, like metal echoing in the distance. That's when the fear really set in. I was about to leave the basement when I saw the vent. It hit me. The sound might be coming from there. I stopped, staring at it, watching for anything strange. Then, out of nowhere, a hand reached out from the vent. I froze. A hand, slowly waving at me. And then, in a deep, chilling voice, it said, "Come here, help me." I didn't run at first. The hand started shaking the vent violently, trying to tear it off. I grabbed my phone and called the police, but the shaking only got worse. After explaining everything, the officer on the line told me, "Go upstairs, lock your door, find a weapon, and hide." As I listened, I heard my front door open. The dread in my chest grew heavier. I could hear his voice now, screaming from downstairs. "I know you're upstairs. I'm going to kill you." I heard his footsteps, racing up the stairs, getting closer. It only took a few seconds. He was at my door, trying to break it open. The door rattled as he slammed against it, harder each time. I could see the door cracking open. At that moment, I knew I had to escape through the window, or I'd be dead. I could see the door slowly being forced open. At that forbidden moment, I jumped out, landing in the bushes below. I knew I had to crawl out of the window to escape. If I didn't, something terrible would happen. So, I leapt from the window into the bushes below. Luckily, a police car had just pulled up in front of my house. I ran towards the officers. Explaining the situation frantically, they told me to stay in the car and lock the doors behind me. Both of them drew their guns and entered the house. About 5 minutes later, the two officers emerged, dragging that mad man with them. He sat in the back of the police car, his face twisted in rage, and just before they drove away, he gave me this horrifying look. It chilled me to the bone, making me feel like this was far from over. Now, I still play games in the basement sometimes, but not nearly as much as I used to. I live with my parents in a rather remote small town. My parents often travel for work. Sometimes, I'm the only one home. Over time, I've gotten used to living like this. One night, I woke up in the middle of the night. I heard the sound of high heels walking. My room is on the second floor, in a very secluded area, so I could hear the outside noises clearly. The sound of high heels grew closer and closer. It made me feel uneasy. Suddenly, just when the sound was at its loudest, closest to me, it abruptly stopped. Everything went silent, as if my ears were covered by something. That quiet. I waited quietly, waiting for that sound to come again. 10 minutes passed, and everything remained quiet. I couldn't resist my curiosity. I got up and looked out the window. Through the window, I saw a woman in high heels. She was standing just outside my house. I thought I might be seeing things, so I gathered my courage and looked again. And then, I met her eyes. She stared at me with a strange look. Terrified, I quickly pushed my knitstand against the door, afraid that the next second, that woman would walk into my room. That night, I lay in bed, hiding under my covers, sweating in fear. I didn't drift off to sleep until dawn. When I woke up, I found myself still in bed, safe and sound. The knitstand against the door proved it wasn't a dream. For the next few nights, I would occasionally hear that familiar sound of high heels, but every time I looked out the window, I never saw that woman again. One night when I was 14, my parents went out. It was just me and my 10-year-old sister at home. Around 10 p.m., the power suddenly went out. We lived in a poor area, so power outages weren't unusual, but this time something fell off. I looked out the window and realized only our house was dark. The neighbors' lights, they were all still on. A bad feeling crept over me. I rushed to lock the door and closed all the windows. I told my sister to hide behind the sofa and not to come out, no matter what happens. Do not come out. I grabbed a knife and hid in another corner. I pulled out my phone to call my mom, but there was no service. Silence hung around for about 20 minutes. I thought it was over. I stepped out and headed to the kitchen. There was a back door there. I was about to check it, when suddenly I heard the doorknob turning. The door didn't open. I had locked it earlier, but the person outside became aggressive. They twisted the knob violently. I was terrified. I shouted at the top of my lungs, "Who are you? What do you want in my house? I've already called the police." Then I heard hurried footsteps. I ran to another room and peered out the window. I saw someone running out of our backyard. My sister and I were crying with fear, but I kept trying to comfort her. When my parents got home, I told them what had happened. My dad frowned as he listened. He reassured us and promised me we would never be left home alone again. I remember I was still very young back then. One night, my parents went to the supermarket to buy New Year's goods. I was left home alone, and my cute little cat. In fact, I had asked to stay home myself, because I wanted to play on the tablet. My parents were very strict. If they were home, they would never let me play games. But when I was home alone, I could do whatever I wanted. That night, I was lying in bed, wearing headphones, watching anime on the tablet. My cat was lying next to me. Later, I got hungry. I got up and went to the kitchen. My cat followed me. While I was making a sandwich, my cat suddenly jumped onto the counter, staring out the window. At first, I didn't notice anything unusual, because I still had the headphones on. When I paused the video, I heard my cat meowing persistently. It wasn't the sound of hunger. It was the sound he only made when he was angry. I saw his fur standing on end. He suddenly lunged at the window, scratching at the window furiously. I thought he might have seen a mouse. So, I didn't pay much attention. At that time, I was sitting at the kitchen table. But after several minutes, he was still staring out the window, making hissing sounds. I started to get impatient, so I called him over. But he completely ignored me. I found it very strange. I wanted to see what was outside. I got up and went to the window. But the outdoor sensor light wasn't on. It was pitch black. At that moment, I felt even more uneasy. What exactly had he seen? I started to worry. So I picked up the cat and took him back to my room. Just then, the outdoor sensor light suddenly turned on. I quickly turned my gaze outside. I saw a man in a black hoodie, standing outside, holding a knife in his hand. He glanced at me, and then walked towards the backyard. I immediately pulled out my phone and dialed. The police answered. Hello. Is there something I can help with? I trembled as I said yes. There's someone outside with a knife. Can you send the police over? As I talked on the phone, I tried hard to stay calm. The voice on the phone said they were sending someone over immediately. Are your doors and windows locked? At that moment, I saw the man leaving the backyard gate. At the time, I thought he had left. I returned to my room with the cat and locked the door. It wasn't long before I suddenly heard a forceful push against the window. I shivered, because I knew that was the downstairs window being opened. It had been broken before, so it was always either loose or wouldn't open. But there would always be a gap. It wasn't long before I heard the window creaking open, with a screeching sound. Could that man have come in? I gathered my courage and quietly cracked open the bedroom door. I could clearly hear heavy footsteps in the living room downstairs. He had broken into the house. Have you arrived? I asked urgently and quietly on the phone. We're almost there. Stay in the room. Do not open the door. Only open it if the police tell you to. Understood? After a while, he said to me again. The police have arrived. Remember, do not go outside. Don't hang up. Alert. I heard police officers downstairs, and the man shouting, and the commotion. Soon after, someone came to my room and said, Child, you can come out now. The police took me to the living room. I told them what had just happened. The entire living room was in chaos. Everything was in disarray. Many drawers were pulled out. scattered haphazardly on the floor. There were many muddy footprints on the floor. Later, I learned. The man used a knife to pry open the gap from the window. And then the rest happened, and he had been circling near my house, occasionally peering through the windows. This also explained my cat's strange behavior. After this incident, we installed iron bars on all our windows and set up an alarm system. Since then, nothing like this has happened again.
My husband and I both loved driving into the night, especially on road trips. Whenever we had time, we would go for a spin nearby. We particularly liked roads that were smooth, but devoid of cars. One night, we decided to drive out. Heading north, we aimed for a town, just half an hour from the city. The roads there twisted and turned, but they were flat, perfect for adventure. The town nestled against the mountains. If you followed the main road north, you'd reach the mountain. Around PM that night, the small town was eerily quiet. There were hardly any cars left. But we kept driving north. No houses, no shops flanked the road. We entered a winding path, slowly climbing the mountain. About 15 minutes later, we saw something in the dark. A car parked by the roadside, its hazard lights blinking. As we crept closer, we realized it was a truck. Its front facing us ominously. I thought, encountering a truck in this desolate place was unsettling. A chill ran down my spine. As we approached the truck, I told my husband maybe we should turn back. I felt an ominous presence. But it was too late. We were already beside the truck. My husband stopped the car. A man with wild blonde hair, nearly 30, approached our window. Something felt very wrong. I urged my husband not to roll down the window. He seemed to share my fear, so he kept the window shut. My husband shouted through the glass, "What's wrong?" The man replied, "My car broke down. It won't start and my phone is dead. Can you help me?" At that moment, my husband's guard went up. He asked, "What's wrong with your car?" But the man didn't answer. He kept urging my husband to get out and help. Then he started getting friendly, like an old buddy. But my husband replied, "I really can't help you. I don't know much about cars, but I can call someone to come help you." The man immediately rejected that. He insisted my husband come down and take a look. At that moment, I glanced at his truck. It seemed like someone was moving inside. I quickly turned to my husband and said, "Let's get out of here, right now." Seeing my fear, my husband shifted into reverse, trying to turn around. But the man dashed to our back, blocking our way. His face was tense. He paced nervously. My husband had no choice but to drive forward. The road was too narrow. We couldn't turn around. After about 2 minutes of driving, the roadside widened. There was enough space to turn around. Once we did, we headed back to where we came from, but I was terrified of passing that spot again. And my phone had no signal. It felt so unsafe. I thought maybe his car really was broken, or perhaps there were others in the truck. He never said he was alone. But something felt very wrong. We quickly reached a place where the truck had stopped. But it was gone. We continued driving forward. After about 5 minutes, we still saw no trace. Yet we were sure. We had passed where the truck had been, and we hadn't driven far at all. It was impossible not to see it now. even though the truck was gone. I felt a strange relief, but I was still afraid. If the truck had truly broken down, how could they have moved it so quickly? I needed to calm myself. Then I told my husband, maybe he fixed that truck. Or it suddenly started working. That's why they drove away. We kept driving, slowly reaching a straight road. Then I saw, not far ahead, a truck without its lights, parked by the roadside. We saw something moving behind the truck. I asked my husband, why isn't that truck turning on any lights? At that distance, we couldn't see clearly. But soon, we saw two shadows moving to the other side of the truck, then squatting down. They were acting suspiciously. As we got closer, just as we passed them, my husband pressed the gas, driving right past them. They both stood up. I saw one of them, the man who had spoken to us earlier. They both looked surprised. One even chased us for a bit. But soon we left them behind. I was still terrified, glancing back occasionally, but it was too dark to see anything. Suddenly, I saw headlights flicker in the darkness behind us. They had been keeping their lights off, now racing to catch up. Our car sped ahead. Before long, we shook them off. But I kept looking back, afraid they might turn off their lights again, then follow us. After driving for a while, we finally returned to the city. We immediately called the police, reporting everything that had just happened. But it had all occurred so quickly. We were both terrified and didn't think to remember the license plate. In the end, we could only give a vague description of the truck and the man's appearance. I don't know what their intentions were. Looking back, it's truly chilling. They could have had weapons, or maybe they planned to block our path with their truck, or maybe they would have left something on the road to flatten our tires. Thankfully, when my husband encountered them a second time, he decisively sped away. For safety's sake, we rarely go out for drives at night now, and we definitely avoid secluded areas.